Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ben Wilkoff Debriefs the Transition. Today I want to talk through a conversation I had yesterday with Sean Graziani and Bev Clemens about the transitions that the ICs are making from learning community-based roles to central office roles that are not living on a learning community. And we talked through how their team might interact with our team. And so it got me thinking that we get to decide a lot of this. We get to decide how we collaborate with other teams. We get to decide how many meetings we show up to from other teams. We get to decide what it looks like to work together at a school. The reason why I think we get to decide these things is because they're not written yet. And in the absence of those decisions, we will end up letting other people decide those things. And so I would really like to think through what it means for us to collaborate, how much it is that we share of the work that we are doing, the ways in which we share the work. And so it got me thinking around, all right, not just the ICs, but also MTSS, also PWR, also ESS, also all of the other structures, right? The P20 directors. Those are the other teams that we collaborate with on a regular basis. And there are more, right? There will be the new learning resources team. There will be the ECE team, right? Like all of these different folks, IT. When we think about the interactions, the collaborations that we have the opportunity to have, which of those are going to be our priority? Which of those are going to be the ones that we say, absolutely, I am going to drop everything in order to come and sit with you and create something together? And it really did get me thinking about something that Bev said, which was we have to make sure that whatever collaboration structures we create, that it doesn't overwhelm us with meetings. And I think she has a special aversion to meetings, as there are a number that she is required to go to that I think I would struggle with mightily. But I'm thinking about what part of the IC meetings do we want to take part of? What part of our meetings do we want the ICs to take part in? And I know that we are going to figure this out over the next few weeks. But what are the structures for meeting together and for collaborating and for sharing that are going to allow us to work together? I keep on thinking through the structure of the reciprocal agreement and how I can learn something from that process moving forward. Because there are some folks who use it as a centering force and it becomes the thing to focus on, and then there are some folks who will focus on literally anything else and sort of ignore that particular structure. And neither one of those two things really seems to fit with the way in which we work, which is sometimes about something that's in the reciprocal agreement, and sometimes it's just around really great practice in the classroom or using a tool that can transform that practice. So I think there are opportunities here to determine how we want to interact. And so that becomes the question, right? How do you want to interact with other teams? How is it that you would like to collaborate with the ICs? How is it that you would like to prioritize those other spaces? And what is the organizing or driving structure that allows us to do that? Is it meetings? Is it Google Docs? Is it calendar invites? All of those kinds of things are going to be helpful for us to sort of figure out. And I'm interested in your thinking around, how is it that we can show up and show up maybe differently, but definitely show up within those other spaces, because it is fairly clear that they do not have it figured out either, and that we are doing this together. And whatever processes we create, whatever thinking we do, it will be incredibly valuable to the other teams as well. And so I hope you have an amazing day of creating, thinking, learning, and creating. How many times can I say creating? I think a lot, probably. But I hope you have a really great day. And if you have some moments, let me know what you think about how we should be interacting with other teams. Talk to you soon.